Hello readers! I am still trying to decompress from the weekend that was BookNet Fest, and I'll probably be doing the I'm back from BookNet Fest tag soon, but in the meantime, let's talk about what I read in August. I seem to be maintaining a relatively consistent pace of reading 3 books a month, and this month I finished Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. So first I'd like to give a shout out to Joshana C. This was a buddy reads that we had started, God, I don't even know how long ago, and we were reading at a pretty consistent pace, and then at some point she passed me, and I'm not saying this to blame her in any way, shape, or form. I clearly suck at buddy reads. And then she finished the book, and then I just put it down and I didn't pick it back up. But then it got chosen for my workbook club, so finally I got a chance to finish it. Joshana, I want to just apologize. If anybody wants to do a buddy read with me, either you have to go like super slow, or maybe just don't do buddy reads with me. If you didn't already know, Children of Blood and Bone is a West African-inspired fantasy young adult series. It's already been optioned as a movie, and the author is currently working on the 2nd book in the series. Orisha once hummed with magic until a ruthless king decided to get rid of all of it and kill anyone that had any kind of powers or magic. And Zaylee, who is the main character, is wanting to bring that magic back. She is one of the last existing magi, and she's tapping into her power. She has to learn how to control it, and so it's about her bringing magic back to Orisha. So she does want to get those powers back so that she can strike back at the monarchy that has obviously done tons of damage to her people. I really enjoyed the story, but I would have to say that one of my favorite characters was Amari. She seemed very in touch with her emotions and her humanity and doing what's right, and I really respected that about her. The world building and the imagery was very rich. They rode around on these really big cats, which were like lions and panthers, and but more fantastical. There were a few things that I didn't love. There was some weird like brother-sister stuff happening that just didn't seem super believable to me, and I would say the main relationship felt really forced. But I did love how rich it was with culture, and while I'm not African, I am Cuban American, and Cuban culture is so heavily influenced from African culture. So whether it's in the music or the religion and Santeria and like all that other stuff, I felt like I could identify common threads, which was really cool, but I still felt like I was learning a lot as well. I took the quiz to find out what Magi clan I was in, and I am a connector, which is the Magi of mind, spirit, and dreams, and they can read minds and they can tap into people's consciousness, and this is totally appropriate because I'm a lucid dreamer and I don't talk about it often, but I do feel like I can dream walk. That might be a conversation for another day, but it was totally expected and appropriate that I would get that. I gave Children of Blood and Bone 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, and I'll definitely be continuing the series. The 2nd book I read in August was I Have Lost My Way by Gayle Forman, which is a young adult book that takes place from the perspective of 3 different characters where their lives eventually intersect. Things start off with Freya and her music career. She's been singing for a while, and all of a sudden she loses her voice and she's not sure what's going on. So she's trying to find herself within her music career. Nathan has a very complicated relationship with his dad, and Haroon he's been dealing with how to come out to his family. The characters are diverse. Freya is half Ethiopian. There is mention of mental illness in the book, and Haroon is Muslim and he's also gay. I loved reading about their individual stories, but felt the way they were connected wasn't super strong. So I listened to the audiobook for this, which was a good thing because with Freya being a musical artist, there was a song that was in there and it was actually really catchy, and what I found out was that it was arranged by Libri. It was performed by someone else, but Libri arranged it, so that's pretty cool. While I Have Lost My Way didn't completely blow me away, I did give it 3 out of 5 stars, and I think it's still worth reading. And the last book I read this month was the Libri Labra book club pick for August, which was Me Talk Pretty One Day by David Sedaris. This is the first David Sedaris book I've ever read, and while I would normally say to listen to the author deliver their own work, for whatever reason, I actually liked reading it more than listening to him. He has a very deadpan delivery, and I just don't think his delivery was that funny, although his words really were. He has a lot of super quirky stories, and I think I loved the parts where he was talking about the French language and learning the language, and then there was another essay about like the dog song or something like that. That was really good, and I liked the one about his brother Rooster. I saw an interview with him where he was on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and he was just so quirky, and he was like talking about feeding his tumor to a turtle, which is like super fucking weird, but his stories are so out there. I would definitely recommend picking up one of his books, and I will definitely be reading some of his other ones. I gave Me Talk Pretty One Day 4 stars on Goodreads. Now, the other book that we're reading with the Libri Labra book club this month for September is Next Year in Havana by Chanel Clayton. So what did you guys read for August? Please let me know in the comments below. If we have similar tastes in books, be sure to subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.